Hello everyone, I'm back for another yoga class, and so are you. It's lovely to see you all. Mr. Crow sitting here, he is ready to go. Today we're going to start standing up. So let's all stand up wherever you are. You might be on a mat, you just might be on some carpet or a rug, wherever you are. Fantastic. We're going to warm up. So I want you to imagine you've been sitting a lot, maybe you have been sitting a lot, maybe you've been sitting in a school assembly. So imagine that, we're going to warm our bodies up. We're going to make lots of circles. So let's start with our hands. Lots of wrist circles in one direction. And then we'll make wrist circles in the other direction. Fantastic. And then we're going to take our hands to our shoulders. And we're going to make some elbow circles. So big elbow circles. And remember in yoga, we try and do yoga quite slowly. So how slowly can you do your elbow circles all the way around? And then when you come forwards, can you come forwards? Different direction. And then I'm going to challenge you, can you do one in one direction and the other in the other direction? I'm going to try the other way. It's making our brains work quite hard this. Well done, everyone. And then give your shoulders a bit of a shake, a shrug up and down. And we're going to rotate our shoulders now, make big circles with our shoulders. So we're going to come all the way forwards and down and all the way back and up. So imagine your shoulders are making huge circles. It doesn't matter which direction you're going in, because we'll do it the other way. Really big circles with your shoulders. And then can you go in the other direction? All the way around. All the way around. We'll do two more. Big shoulder circles. And we'll come back just to do a couple of shrugs. So we've done our wrists, we've done our elbows, we have done our shoulders. It's always really important to warm up some of our joints. We're going to do our hips now. So put our hands on our hips and we're going to make some circles. So let's make some circles one way. Really big circles. Maybe you can imagine you're almost hula hooping. And doing them quite slow as well. We're not going too fast. And then the other way. Other direction. Big circles all the way around. Come back up to centre, and we're going to try and do a figure of 8, so a number 8, with our hips. So give it a go. We're doing an 8 with our hips. So there's a bit of concentration needed here. Well done. Lots of big movements. And then can you do the 8 in the other direction? I find that really hard. You have to do the 8 the other way around. And we'll come back to standing. Now we're going to try and warm up our backs a little bit as well. And also make sure we do the top half, then we'll do the bottom half. So sometimes we come down into a box position on all fours for happy cat, angry cat. But today we're going to try and do it standing up. So I'll stand side on, you can still face me, and you'll see what I'm doing. We're going to breathe in and take our shoulders back and just look up to the ceiling. So try not to take your neck too far back. And then we're going to breathe in. I'm going to curl our shoulders around. It's like a big hunchback shoulders. And then we're going to breathe in. All the way. Opening up our chests. And then breathing out. Curling our bodies around into our hunchback. So don't worry too much about the breath, breathing in and breathing out. I just want to make sure you are still breathing. Because sometimes when we concentrate and do movement, we forget to breathe. So we're stretching our shoulders and the tops of our backs and the trapezius muscles, which are up here, all the way around. Fantastic. And then I'm going to come back to center so you can see me. And then we're going to give ourselves a big hug. So we're going to give yourself a big hug, like that. Fantastic. We're stretching the arms here a little. And then we have to give ourselves a big hug with the other arm on top. So can you swap the arms over and have the other arm on top? Big hug. Fantastic. And if you're doing yoga with somebody, maybe you could even give each other a hug. Big hugs. Fantastic. Looking good and coming back down. Now we've got down to our lower part of the body. We're going to try and make some circles with our ankles. So this is where you're going to have to balance a bit. So if you think you might be a bit wobbly today, the good thing to do is to hold onto a wall or a chair or a sofa or a table, something that's close by, okay? And we're going to lift up one foot and make some circles with our ankles. Sometimes it helps to have your hands on your hips or your hands out to help you balance. That sometimes helps. Circles just with the ankle. Also helps to stare at something that's not moving. Okay, so something in front of you that's not moving. We call it a drishti point of view, or a focal point. Make sure you're doing circles in the other direction. Lovely. Pop that foot down, and then we've got to do it on the other side. So we'll lift up the other side, the other leg. Maybe you've got your hands out. Maybe you've got your hands on your hips, whatever feels better for you. For some reason, I find it very difficult to do circles with this foot. He doesn't want to do what it's told. And all the way around, both directions. Looking good. And then give everything a little shake. Give everything a little shake. And we're going to come into our mountain pose. Now, I know you all know mountain pose. Can you remember how we measure the distance between our feet? We are going to put our fists together and measure the distance between the feet. So make sure your toes are pointing forwards and you've got a bit of a gap between the feet. It's a bit like you're on train tracks, but not quite as wide. And we put our fists together between our feet to measure the distance. So that's our hip distance. And for any mums and dads that are joining in, that works for them too. And then we have a slight bend in the knee. We're going to keep our knees really safe today because we're doing this online. And then I want you to stand really tall in your mountain pose. So your shoulders all the way down. And we're really, really, really tall mountains. So I want you to imagine there is a golden thread on the centre of this beam up. So your feet are parallel, so it looks like they're on tram tracks. You've got that hip distance apart, and we're really strong, tall mountains. Now I'd like to lift all your toes up. Just your toes, try not to look at your toes as well, try not to look at your head. Lift all the toes up and spread all the toes down again. And then we're going to reach up. So we're going to reach up with our hands. And we're going to come onto our tiptoes. So it's a bit of a balance. When you come onto your tiptoes, fantastic. Nice and tall. Nice and tall. And then we'll come back down again. Take a moment. Remember to breathe. Sometimes when we balance, we stop breathing. And then we're going to come up onto our tiptoes. We're going to go both sides as well. So this might get a bit wobbly. So just check you've got a bit of space. If you're doing it with a brother or sister or a mum or dad, make sure you've got a little bit of space beside you in case you fall over. So we're going to come up onto our tiptoes. We're going to reach up with our hands. And then we're going to go over to our left hand side. So reaching through the fingertips. We're on tiptoes. And then we're coming back up to centre. And we're going to go over. Oh, to the right hand side. I'm quite wobbly today. Still on tiptoes, still on tiptoes. And all the way up. And all the way down. And now we're going to try swinging. So I'm going to come on side on so you can see me a bit better. You can stay where you are. So we've still got our hip distance. Check in with your feet. The toes are pointing forwards. Nice parallel legs and feet. And our knees are a little bit bent. We're going to come up onto tiptoes and reach up. And then we're going to sort of sweep down. So reaching up. Really, really, really tall. Try and look at something that's not moving. And then we're bending into the knees and coming down. I'm still on my tiptoes. You see, I'm balancing on my tiptoes. And then we're going to reach all the way up on our tiptoes. Really nice and tall. It's the tallest mountains you can think of. And then we're going to come back down onto our tiptoes. Whew. We're going to do two more, okay? So we're going to reach up. We're still on our tiptoes. Our heels are still off the ground. reaching up into our tall mountains, and then we're coming all the way down. Make sure you're still breathing, and then we're going to reach all the way up, all the way up, and then we're coming all the way back down. And we're going to stay here for a second, balancing on our tiptoes. So can you balance just on your tiptoes, just like that? And we're going to bring our hands together at heart center. So we're going to try and do a twist now. So I would like you to try and bring the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. So it doesn't matter which way you start. I'm going to start like that. So I'm still on my tiptoes, it's still a balance. It's a bit of a challenge. Can you twist all the way around? And our twists are really good for our digestion. So if you had a big lunch today, this will be really helping your body digest all that food. And then come back to center. And then we have to go the other side. So we're still on our tiptoes and we're going over to the other side. Coming back to center, still on tiptoes, and then all the way up and down. Well done if you manage all that. It's quite a lot of work for our ankles, but it's really important to look after our feet and ankles and make sure they're strong. Okay? So we're going to do another balance. We are going to hug one knee. So before we were making circles, this time we're going to lift up one knee. So it doesn't matter which knee you lift up, still a balance, and we're going to hug that knee. Can you hug it in really, really close? Make sure your shoulders are dropping away from your ears, standing really, really tall. And sometimes it helps, or it does definitely help, if the foot you're standing on, the toes are pointing forwards. That helps with the balance. So just check that's happening. And we're tall like mountains still. Some days I can't do this, some days I'm really wobbly. So today I can do it on this side. And then we'll get that. Make sure you still hold your legs shape. And then we're going to do it on the other side. Okay? So sometimes one side is easier than the other. So just remember that. We're going to lift up the other leg. Make sure you're standing leg. The toes are still pointing forwards. Is it easier or harder on this side? I find it harder. So I'm standing with my left leg at the moment, and my left leg's a bit wobbly. But that's okay. So I used to have a lovely yoga teacher called Ali, and he used to say, you've got to do this, the side that's harder twice. We won't have time for that today, but maybe you can practice that tonight or tomorrow. Practice the not so steady side again. And then we're going to come back down. Oh, it's quite a lot of work standing up. Give everything a shake. We're looking good. Now, I'm going to ask you to practice chair pose, okay? So this is called Utkatasana. Maybe you can say that. Utkatasana. And chair pose looks like this. So we try to sit our bottoms down in a chair that we can't quite see, and then I'm reaching all the way up. All the way up here. That is chair pose. So give it a go. The really important thing with chair pose is to try and get these muscles, our quadricep muscles in our thighs, can you make them really tense, really tight? All the way up, and that keeps our knees nice and safe. Beautiful chair poses. And then we can come back up. Okay, we're going to do it another time, but this time we're going to do a flying chair pose. So this is where the balance comes in. Just double check around you, you're not going to fall into any furniture or take out a sibling, brother or a sister. We're going to come into chair pose, we'll come onto our tiptoes, and then we'll come back to animal. Okay, so let's take a big breath in, reach up, and we're in Utkatasana into our chair pose, and then from here we're going to tip onto our tiptoes. Can you stay there for a couple of breaths? Remember to breathe. And then you can drop the heels down and come all the way back up. Was that quite hard? I find that quite difficult. Lots of concentration there. So we're going to come into our forward fold, which sounds a bit like chair pose actually. It's Uttanasana, so slightly similar name. And we're going to come into a forward fold because sometimes a chair pose can make our lower backs work quite a lot. So we're going to bend into our knees, we'll have our hands on our hips, and I want you to imagine you're folding forwards and you're leading from your heart. So we're going to breathe in, and we're going to breathe out, leading with our hearts all the way down here. And this is where I have to take my glasses off. Have a look at your feet. Are your toes pointing forwards? Are your feet parallel? And then just check where your shoulders are. Are they up by your ears? Just bring them all the way back to your shoulders. Have a little bend in your knee. And how are your knees looking? Are they sort of over your ankles? If they have collapsed in a little bit, just see if you can bring your knees over your ankles. And then you can let your head relax. Bring our forward fold. So this is really good. If you get a busy head, if your head can't stop thinking about lots of things, this is a really good pose to do because we're sort of upside down. So our brain's a little bit confused and it stops all that busy thinking. And then to come up, I'm going to count you down from 5. We always come up slowly when our head's been down or upside down. So we're going to put our hands on our hips. We'll bend into our knees a little bit more and we're going to come up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And standing nice and tall. And we always come up slowly so we don't get too busy. Okay? We're going to make our way down to the mat. We're going to make that box position. So it looks a bit like we're going to do angry cat, happy cat, but we're not yet. And I really want you to think about your hands. So really spread your hands on the floor. The middle fingers are pointing forwards, okay? And your knees are under your hips. So you're in that sort of box position. And make sure, it's like your hands are glued to the floor. They're really, really flat. Flat as a pancake. And from here, we're going to come up into a downward facing dog. But I'd like you to try and keep your knees bent. So we're going to tuck our toes under. And remember, downward dog looks a bit like our triangle. Our bottoms are going to be in the air. So there we go. Lovely, strong downward dogs. Really push into your hands. You're trying to get a really long back here. And we're keeping our knees bent. There's a little bit of a gap between our feet. And you're looking at your toes. And slowly come down. Downward facing dog can feel like quite a lot of hard work. So we're going to take a moment to rest in child's pose. There's 2 versions of child's pose, Balasana. You can have your hands under your forehead and make a little pillow. Or if your head reaches the mat or the floor, you can have your head on the floor and your hands right behind you. So you can work out which version of that pose feels more relaxing. And while you're here, just see if you can concentrate on your breathing. So you're in child's pose, maybe your eyes are closed. Can you feel your breathing? You might be able to feel your belly pushing into your thighs. Can you feel your breath expanding your lungs and your rib cage? Maybe you can hear your breath as well. And then very slowly, we're going to come back up into our box position. So remembering our hands are really spread, the middle fingers are pointing forwards. Our hands are flat as a pancake. And we're going to come up into downward facing dog. And make sure you have a little bend in the knees when you come up. So we're reaching up. If you push into the hands, you can get really lovely long back. And then you're going to lift one leg in the air. So lifting one leg up and bringing it down. And then you're going to lift the other leg up and bringing that one down. And then we'll come down and take another moment in child's pose. Now give our arms a rest because it's quite hard work. And come into your version of child's pose that feels nice and comfy. And then very slowly coming up to sitting. The last yoga pose I want to do is a wide-legged forward fold. So we're sitting really tall and our legs are in a V shape. They don't need to be too wide. And the toes are pointing up to the ceiling. So sitting really tall as you can in this position. And we've got our hands fixed down on the floor. I'm going to creep our hands forwards. Creeping the hands forwards, just looking ahead of your hands. So take your gaze to look just ahead of the hands. And then we keep our neck nice and safe. Maybe you can creep those hands forward a little bit more. And then you can creep them back again and slowly sit up. Now we're going to do a little bit of a twist. So we're still in the same position. Make sure those toes are still pointing up to the ceiling. And I'm going to twist my body to the right hand side. So my belly button is facing my right foot. Okay? Don't worry if you don't know your left and your right, you've forgotten. We'll do it on both sides. And from here, you're going to go forwards to that right foot. So we're going to fold forwards over our right foot. Now, it doesn't matter where you come to. So remember, in yoga, we're only working with our bodies. So it doesn't matter where you get to. Maybe you're holding around the knee or the calf muscle. Or maybe you're quite flexible and you can hold the foot. If you know you're really flexible and super bendy, have just a slight bend in the knee. And then we're going to slowly creep back up to center. And then we've got to do it all over on the other side. So we're going to make our belly button face our left toes. So it's a big twist here. And then we're folding forwards over our left toes. And maybe you hold on to your calf muscle, your ankle, or your foot. Remember, if you're super bendy, you can have a slight bend in that knee. And just notice if it feels different. Does it feel different to the other side? Often one side is a little bit easier than the other. And then very slowly creeping back up to center. And this is the best bit. We come down to lie down for relaxation, for a bit of a rest. So today, I know we often do crocodile, but we're going to lie on our back. So we lie on our back and we'll give our knees a little hug. This is called Apanasana. Apanasana pose. Give them a nice hug in. Maybe you're rocking a little bit and making some circles. And then we're going to come into something I call semi-supine position. So it's semi-lying down. So that all that means is my toes are in front of you as my knees are bent. But just check your feet are sort of parallel. So I look at the right side again. And then I'm going to lie down and have our hands on our bellies. Let your shoulders sink into the floor. And then I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. So you don't have to close your eyes. And if you want to, just close the eyes down. And with your hands on your belly, we're going to concentrate on the breath again. So in yoga, we try and breathe in and out through the nose. That's not always possible. Sometimes we've got a bit of a cold or a bit stuff blocked up nose. So just breathe however you can today. But what I would like you to do today is try to direct your breath into your belly. So sometimes that's really easy and sometimes it's really hard. So don't worry if it's difficult today. We're going to try and balloon our bellies. So breathing in and filling the belly with the breath. Now with our hands in the belly, we'll be able to feel the belly getting bigger and bigger. And smaller as we breathe out. And I'd like you to do 3 breaths in your own time. So big belly breaths in. And then let that out. And you can make the last couple a big sigh if that feels good. So breathing in and breathing out. And very gently, we're going to come up as sitting. So again, we're going to take some time. We're going to roll over to one side. And we're going to use our hands to come up very slowly. We're always very gentle with our bodies in yoga. There's a lovely word, ahimsa, which means compassion and kindness. So we're always trying to remember that word when we practice yoga. So we're being really kind to our bodies. So take your time, and then we're going to come up to sitting. And I'm just going to check the date today. It is the 30th, so that means it's an even number. 30 is an even number. So we can just cross our legs the normal way we cross our legs. And to finish the class, we're going to finish how I always close all my classes. So you're really welcome to join me. I'm going to bring my hands together at heart center. So this is joining both halves of the body together. And then I'll take my hands up to my forehead to remind us all to have kind thoughts, to my lips to remind us all to have kind words, and back down to my heart center to remind us all to have kind actions. And the way I say goodbye is namaste.